Hey lovelies, it's Heather here again, even though you're not going to know that it's again. I just lost a video because it went into being 67 minutes long, so it's 7 minutes past and they cut me off. And so now it's lost, and now you'll never get to see it, which is really depressing because I was really funny and really cute and in a really good mood. And I'm still going to push through being a really good mood, even though I want to break this right now because I'm just so agitated. But I'm mad at myself for not staying within the time limit, of YouTube, and not being the perfect little person that I'm supposed to be because I'm on here, I literally just got done speaking for over a fucking hour about all kinds of shit. I was so proud of myself because I was funny and I was cute and I did all kinds of different little voices and everything, and I was like, this is going to be an awesome video. Some people are going to look at that and they're going to get a good laugh out of it. And now it's just lost in YouTube land. Thanks. I fucking hate you for that shit. I'm sorry that I can talk for hours. Like, can I just beat myself in the head with something? But anyways, it's the day after Christmas. That's what I started with, was talking about how it's the day after Christmas and about how my kid didn't say anything to me and nobody wished me a Merry Christmas. And yeah, like, I wish people a Merry Christmas on Christmas Eve on my Facebook, and nobody wished me a Merry Christmas on Christmas. I said I wasn't going to write my kid. I thought about it and all kinds of stuff, but I ended up writing her Christmas Eve night, and I said, good night, baby, I love you. That's all that I said. I wrote her on my other Facebook that she has not ever responded to, and I did write her Merry Christmas on it on Christmas Eve night. But, or it might have been the night before or something like that. But anyways, I just spent my Christmas Eve just sitting here chilling, and my Christmas Day sitting here chilling. I put up a few lights outside. Didn't have a Christmas tree. Didn't eat any type of big meal or anything. And I went over to where I used to work and bumped into some people last night. And I don't know, just and that's one thing too, is like I don't even know what to say in this because I'm so bummed that I lost that other video. Because I was really funny and really cute and talked about things like that I really wanted to talk about. And that's usually how it happens. It's like I get into talking about things that, like, I'm really 100% backing, and it's like YouTube's like, nope, you're too confident. That's one thing that I got to talking about too, is confidence and how people get jealous of that, and that's the reason, like, people don't like me to a degree, because they think that I'm too confident, and then they don't understand that I'm actually very humble and shit. I don't know how long this video is going to be, because I'm just depressed. Like, I don't want to keep reminding myself that I lost that video, and that's all that this video is going to do, so this video might end up being short. But anyways, I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I hope you spent it with your loved ones. I hope you ate good, got your belly full, all that good stuff. Hope you got some gifts that you like, and all kinds of things. But, yeah. YouTube. Make me mad, make me lose my video. Fuck. Like, really? Like, really? Like, that was a really good video. But I'm not important enough. Like, okay. I'm not important enough to go 10 or 20 minutes over an hour or an hour and a half, But okay. Jesus Christ. That's depressing. Oh, and I had a cop car pull up outside and made me kind of have a little bit of a panic attack because of what I've said about my kid being over at my parents' house. And I don't know if my dad, would snap one day possibly, and that being in the back of my head. And I talked a lot about my kid, missing my kid, how much I miss my kid, how much I wish I could see my kid, all of that. Want my kid home, want a normal life, want all this, and about how my attorney when we were going to court, a year ago or almost a year ago and stuff. And he's like, well, why didn't you just cut your parents out of your life before then, And if you think that would have been the healthiest thing to do, why didn't you do it? And that's like, why do people do what they do? They do what they do because they want to do that, right? And why did I keep my parents in my life when I could have cut them out? Because I care about my parents. Ding, ding, ding. Show them what they won, Johnny. I care. I'm gonna die from caring. Can I not care anymore? I wonder. She probably works. Shit. What time is it? Fuck. I don't think she'll be up for drinking. Fuck. I have not got drunk with anyone and made it all about me. I've never experienced that. Where it's like, I'm the one that's drunk and I'm just like, all my problems, but it's probably good that I haven't, in all honesty, because I got a lot of shit I can talk about. I got a lot of shit that I've lived through. But anyways, in the video that I lost, I talked a lot about my parents, about how, yes, I kept my parents part of my life, and I tried to get along with them and all this, even though I didn't, and how they're like, oh, she's retarded, and she's this and that, and I even did, this voice where I was like, yeah, mommy, daddy, and all this and everything. I was being, my little, character self, being funny, comedian type wise in the video that I lost, and it's just fucking infuriating. So now I'm just so depressed. I'm like, I need a drink. I need. And that's one thing too, is one of my friends that's on Facebook, she's in love with this person, and it's like, yeah. And she's in the same boat as me. You love somebody that doesn't seem to love you. And that's very heartbreaking. One thing I didn't talk about in my previous video, though, was I got on this, I downloaded this app last night, and got to talking to some people that are pansexual like me and stuff. And even though it's not a dating website or anything like that, because even though, part of me is like, yes, I want to date so bad, and it's mainly the physical side of it, that's like, yes, I want to so bad. It's like my heart is done so scarred now because of this new emotional, spiritual connection with this person that I've had over a year that I'm just like, I don't think I can love anybody. And then I'm not a fling type person, even though I thought about trying to get a buddy 2 years ago, and that shit just did not happen, did not work out. And I was like, yep, this ain't even for me. I couldn't even do it I tried, if something ain't supposed to work out, it's not going to. So I guess that's even my YouTube video not loading. I guess it wasn't supposed to. Oh, make me so mad. Why is it like that for some people? I've never understood that. Some people, or maybe it's like that for everybody. Every time something's real good, it's like, oh my God, and my kid, I cried one time because she was so depressed about it, bless her heart. She'd learned to do something. I don't know, because this has happened several times in her life, and it happened in mine, and it even just happened with my YouTube video. But it's like she would do something excellent, just massive excellence alone in her room that she'd been practicing on. And then she'd be like, Mom, I did it. Come, let me show you. Let me show you what I did. Let me show you, And she would go to do it, and she'd mess up. She'd go to do it, and she'd mess up. She'd go to do it, and mess up, and I'm just like, keep trying. You'll get it. And she's like, Mom, I swear I did it when you was out of the room. I swear I did, you know? And I'm like, I believe you, baby. I know you did, you know? And, like, the third time that ever happened to her, like, it was so devastating. Because it is. It's so devastating when things just seem like they're just lining up and you're like, yay, I did it, you know, or whatever. And you want to show somebody, not because you want to be braggadocious, but because you're proud of yourself for the first time, like, in a long time, in this deep, prideful, just, I did it way, you know, like, woohoo, you know. And so, like, the third time something like that occurred in her life, and, you know, or whatever, and I went to go see, and she tried, like, 3 times in front of me, and I was like, it's okay. It's okay, is what I kept saying every time. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then she just, in her whole demeanor, and I just looked at her, and she was so little at the time. She was, like, 6, you know, and I started tearing up. And then she heard me, like, you know, kind of sniffling, and she looks up, and she's like, Mom, and I'm like, it's okay, baby, you know, and I, like, tears, you know, fell down my cheek, and she's like, why are you crying? And I was like, I believe you, and I was like, I know. I was like, I know what it's like, you know, and she's like, you do? And I was like, yes. I was like, that has been my life, you know. I was like, you'll do something right behind closed doors, and you have no proof to show that you did it right, that it turned out right, that it was good enough, you know. And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to show somebody because it's a practiced talent that you worked on or something. And then you got to show somebody and it just, you know, it just flops, you know. And you're just like, what just happened? Wait, you know, and all these emotions just kind of come in your head and you're just like, what just happened? What just went on, you know? Oh, and that's even like me losing this YouTube video. It's like, really? I was at 67 minutes and y'all made me lose it. Like somebody should be sitting there in YouTube land, if you will, you know, watching the videos as they're being recorded. Which I don't know if y'all can do that, but I would think you would with the way that you... Ow, shit, bit my tongue. With the way that you have permission. And as long as you're sitting there seeing it as being a good video, then not end it. But then again, if I knew that you were doing that, and then you just ended my videos because you're like, okay, this girl's just rambling on, she won't shut the fuck up, that would be very depressing to me, I'm not gonna lie. But I wish it was like that. Anyways, I talked about a lot of stuff. I'm really stressed out and I'm really down on that, and so I probably will end this video here. This will probably be one of my shortest videos in a very long time because I'm very depressed that I lost that video. Like, I could cry, like, literally, and I don't want to cry over a fucking YouTube video, you know, the fact that I lost it. But anyways, it's like, what was it? I used an example of, like, in yesterday's video, I was talking about Jackson and his parents, and then I used the example of a gamer. You know, if a gamer was to lose a game, what would he do? Would he go and, like, you know, redo the game, or would he go and, like, you know, just say fuck it and do another one? And so that's kind of like an in-between of what the fuck I'm doing right now, because I don't want to repeat everything that I just said because it's exhaustive. Like, literally right now, it's like my heart just feels like it's just going to and stop beating, and I'm just going to flop over and die because that's how depressed I am. And not just over that, you know, but just my life in general, and that is a regular occurrence in my life, thanks to luck, karma, the world. I don't know. I don't understand it. I never understood it, and I couldn't help my kid to understand why that shit happens neither. It's like I'm stalling because I'm like, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go buy some drinks and I'm going to get drunk. And then I'm like, I don't want to spend money on that, but I do. And then I'm like, I really want to drink with somebody, but there's nobody I can drink with. And then it's like, I really don't want to drink with somebody. I want to drink with, like, there's like certain people I want to get drunk around, like, and it's like all the people that you don't want to get drunk around are usually the ones that are willing to get drunk around you, not, saying that, but just what little bit of drinking I've done in my, past 9, almost 10 years, I don't know. Man, that just depressed the shit out of me, though. I did not need that. Just like I did not need that panic attack that came on because the cop car outside earlier. And I was like, oh God, bad news, my kid, where's my kid? Is my kid okay? I just need a really good cry session, I reckon. I don't know. That's bad. That's bad when you are wired so, you're strung so high, on having to take care of yourself, that you have to give yourself permission to have, like, cry sessions. Like, I'm talking sad movie, beer, box of chocolates, whatever, and you're just sitting there, which, I've done before. Hell, I talked about how I did it a few weeks ago, and I just sat and cried, like, all the fucking night about this girl that I fell in love with. Which I've done that several times in the past year about her, and then I've done it several times. I'm just a crybaby, I reckon. I don't know, but then again, I'm not. Like, and then that's one thing, too. One of my friends, I'm sorry, but I feel like it was a test, it was like, she showed me something one night, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't have made you watch that, because it was like a sad video, and I've got on here and talked about how I'll cry over sad videos. And so I feel like she'd watched that video of me saying that, and she's like, oh, I feel like she's, like, trying to test me, trying to figure out who I am, because that's what I feel that a lot of people try to do to me, and I'm just like, can y'all just stop already? Like, I don't even, like, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, if you will. I go with what I go with when I go with it. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm me, And so I feel like she was, like, showing me that to test me to see if I would cry over it, because right after I watched it, I was just sitting there and I was, like, thinking, well, that's kind of sad. Oh, that's kind of gruesome, or that's kind of wrong, or that's sad, or, okay. And then, like, afterwards, like, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't have showed you that, it probably made you, sad or something. And I just thought to myself, it was a sad video, but I'm not crying over it. Like, it has nothing to do with me. Like, it's like detachment and involvement and stuff like that. Like, unless I allow myself to be attached, I guess, then I'm not attached. And that's even like dealing with my parents, they are the pros and the masterminds of detachment. They detach all the time. And I emotionally never do detach. And that's the reason it's been so hard on me. And that's the reason the attorney being like, why didn't you just kick your parents out of your life? Because I'm emotionally attached to them. Like, use your brain, like, they're my mom, they're my dad, they're my parents. I'm gonna die from caring. What killed her? She cared. Here is where Heather Myers' body lies. How did she die? What happened? She cared too much. Dun dun dun. Like, and then that's the thing, too, about me knowing who I am, how I am, and with this girl, or with anybody that kind of sees this, that has the option to be mean, or even this girl that I'm in love with. She has the option to be mean, to be stubborn, to be a little butthead, but she also has the option to be kind, to be loving, to be, and I don't mean she has to be with me, but just to be kind and loving towards me, to talk to me, for instance. I would love to be able to be vulnerable, if you will. I would love to be able to be weak and actually just, I'm weak. I'm completely and totally 100% weak. I am stripped of every strength I have. And I need someone, I have to depend on someone to take care of me because I'm weak and I'm vulnerable. I feel high even saying that. That's how bad I would love to be vulnerable and weak and have somebody take care of me. And that's kind of what probably kind of stemmed me into liking her, is she acted like she was offering to take care of my vulnerable state because I allowed her into my vulnerable state because I liked her, she liked me, and I'm like, hey, I have vulnerable parts. Here they are, like I have sensitivities and I have things that I'm really broken inside with. And she's like, I got you, And then it's like, oh, wait, I don't got you. What? But anyways, it's like, I would fucking adore that. That's the reason I got so mad at my husband and my kid's dad. And, like, that's the reason I get so mad is it's like, my husband, he's like, I'm the man of the house and I'm going to take care of it all and this and that, and I'm like, okay, take care of it all. There it is. And then it's like the pouty man thing, I can't take care of it all. I'm stressed out. This is a lot to take on. I don't even know how to deal with your child. Your child told me to shut up, and I'm like, she's 5. Like, she's 5 and she told you to shut up for the first time ever, and we've been married 8 months. It's going to happen. Like, tell her to not talk to you like that. Like, seriously, like, tell her that, there's more appropriate ways to, word that she wants quiet, or something. Like, she's going to test you. She's going to push boundaries. She is a child. That is what children do. It's like, but I want my own children. And that's even like my friend right now and what she's dealing with. I want my own children with you. I don't want your children that you had before you were with me. I want my own children. You can't even help me take care of the one damn kid that I got that ain't even yours. And you want to... Huh? What? Are you kidding me? Like, the world has literally fell to shit. God has it. I don't think I'm going to drink, even though I want to. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Because now I'm getting mad. I'm letting the anger come out, about situations where before I was all comedy and in a good mood. And you brought out the devil in me, YouTube. Now I'm angry. Rah. Like, I don't know. But, life is shit. Life is hard. The only person you can be vulnerable with is your damn self. And it's like, if you believe in God, then yeah, you can be vulnerable with God. But even at that, like, that's it. God ain't here. God ain't going to pat you on the back. God ain't going to hold you. Oh my God, and that's like when I was a kid. And we had this stuffed bunny that was huge, that was in the floor, and I'd climb up in its arms, and then whenever they threw that away, because, what was it, I think a dog pissed on it or something, I was like, we can't wash it, it's too big, or something. But I used to lay in my bed, and whenever my dad would beat me and stuff, I'd curl up in the fetal position, I'd sit there and like rock, and I'd be like, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And I used to imagine in my mind, like, here's God's huge hands, and I'm like this little baby, or whatever, this little kid in his hands, and that's the only way I could go to sleep. I was so petrified. Because, it's like, oh, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to be sore because he beat my ass and I'm not going to be able to walk straight and I'm not going to be able to sit down right. And, I mean, if you've had to be like that since you were a kid, like, I don't even know where my vulnerability does exist. Like, where does it exist? Like, if you had a hard childhood, where does your vulnerability exist? And mine existed in God's hands when I was a kid, so I guess that's where it still exists, and that's the only place that it does exist. And then whenever it comes close to existing around or with somebody else, just like with this girl, EJ, I'm going to say EJ, because hell, that's what you want to supposedly go by, or what the fuck ever. And I'm sorry, you inserted yourself into my goddamn life just as much as I inserted myself into your goddamn life. I didn't tell you to come up to the halls and fucking work and be like, hey, whenever I come in, that was you, your own free will. I didn't hold a gun to your fucking head and say, greet me, motherfucker, I came into work. No, I came into work. I would be walking in the fucking hall, and here you'd come and you'd be like, hey. And I'd be like, hey, and we'd talk. And that's just like that one day. God, oh my God. I shouldn't say this, but turn me on is the best. I mean, damn, like just whoo, ha. Like I'm standing there cooking in my own little world, and you and me have been talking because we're working together, and we're working and we're cooking and doing our part and everything, but we're talking. We're keeping it all going. We're doing our job, but we're just having a conversation. And then I zoned out, because you was quiet for a minute, and so I didn't hear you. And next thing I know, you're right here by my ear. And you're like, hey, did you hear me? And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, no, what did you say? And you're like, I've been talking to you. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I zoned out, And then you're like, do you want to come over tonight and do your laundry? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. I was just like, oh my God, damn, oh, right, wow. And your voice, oh my God. I'm so embarrassed right now, it's ridiculous. That's the damn thing that pisses me off about people dealing with anybody that is not, heterosexual and everything, not, men and women are supposed to be together in the Bible and this and that and everything. How do you think people learn from their mistakes, if you will? Experience. Why are you trying to starve experience out of people? And that's just like my kid. I can sit here and I can be busting my ass, working my ass to get her back home. And even though to a degree I am going to do that, maybe kind of slightly and stuff, I'm not volatile, angry, you get your fucking ass back home right now before and all that. It's like, okay, you want to live over there supposedly, okay, whatever, yeah, I'll deal with that, you deal with that, you realize this is going to cause our relationship to be different, right? Yeah, okay, me too, okay, well, it is what it is. I love you, I hope you come back home, I want you back home, I'm going to try to get you back home, you realize this, right? Yeah, okay, that's where we're at. So, and I got on this app last night. I downloaded this app, and I was talking to other people that were pansexual, and some of them are younger, and some of them are a lot younger, and they're looking for guidance, because they can't talk to their parents about it. And I've always raised my kid, I'm like, hey, do whatever, be whatever, Whatever you feel like, it's like The Pursuit of Happiness. It's like that movie, with Will Smith and his son, Jaden, where he says, don't ever let nobody stop you, from doing what you want to do, going after what you want to go after. And I fucking adored that. And I watched that movie with my kid, and I turned my head and looked at her, and I said, the same goes for me. I said, you do what you feel you need to do. You stand in your power, you stand in yourself, you stand in who you are. Don't you ever let me stop you. Don't you ever let the fear of me stop you. Even though I know sometimes you get scared and you're like, Mama gonna whoop my ass. Even though, I ain't that bad. Stop playing. Stop playing. She's like, yeah, but you still look really scary sometimes. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, I'm just very expressive and dramatic when I talk sometimes. I end up scaring away a lot of people just because I'm so dramatic. I don't even have to get into a fight with you. That's pretty fucking, insane. But, I guess maybe, I don't know. I am intimidating. But, anyway. But my kid, I let her, I'm not control, like it's not for you. It feels like it is, and it is to a degree, but it's a balancing, and you have to humble yourself. And you have to realize when to give control, to others. When you've got to let go, And I'm sorry, but I'm happy with her. But then I'm not, because I'm happy with her. And she acted like she was happy with me. That's the reason I fell. It was like, okay, I like this girl. Okay, I think I love this girl. Okay, I can't love this girl because this girl, I don't know how she feel about me. Yeah, maybe not feel nothing toward me. Yeah, no, her don't like me, right? Her don't like me. And then I watched her, and I listened to her, and watching her, and listening to her, and watching videos on YouTube about how, this person will do this, and an introvert, because she's introverted, will do this when they like you, and that when they like you, and so she's doing all this shit, and I'm just like, she liked me, oh my god, she liked me, hell yeah, she liked me, oh god, yeah, but now Daddy-O, I guess, found out, and he's not too liking of it, or somebody is not too liking of it, because somebody has taught her that being, with a woman, and she's a woman, is wrong, and that you're going to go to hell for it and all this, and then people are wondering why we are depressed and miserable. Okay, my dad, for instance, let me give you a good example right here. My dad, this motherfucker, okay, that is my dad, is like at a funeral a few years ago. And I've even mentioned this before in a previous video, but he's at a funeral of somebody that was in his age group, that was our neighbor. And he's like talking to her children, my peers, talking to her children. And he's treating them like they're adults, while he still treats me like I'm a moronical child. And he still treats my sister like that to a degree. But he definitely treats me like I'm just some retarded little baby that floated into the world that he had to take care of. But anyways. God. Oh, I gotta go get the cat. He's meowing, wanting in. Oh, I think my other cat is shut back in the hallway, so I'll show you my cat that usually stays in the crate. See his big fat belly? And he has one eye, and his name's Tiger. Girls, go away. Go. Y'all ought to know. But, he's been out. I let him out on the porch. He's all snotty. But, it's part of him having the infection that he has. I'll have to change my shirt so I can hold my other cat and stuff. But, okay. But, fuck, what was I saying? My dad. Okay, we're at the funeral, that's right. And my dad's talking to these peers of mine, people that are the same age, and they're just like, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I remember this. I remember when that happened. Like, talking to his memories with these people and stuff. And he's like, I remember this. Man, that was a good time. Man, you know, you had to do this. You had to do that. You had to, you know, this and that and everything. And that's the way that, you know, that's the way that you had fun when you was a kid. You know, everybody smoked pot occasionally. Everybody, you know, got drunk when they wasn't supposed to. Everybody rode, you know, dirt bikes on the pavement and got in trouble. And I remember one time, man, I had to run from the cops. And, you know, I pulled up in my building outside and slammed the door back behind me, you know, and cut the engine off. And the cop couldn't find me, you know, because I was pulled up in the building, this and that and all that. And my dad's standing there at the funeral talking to these people like that, and I'm just looking at him like, who are you? If I was to smoke pot, even though, yeah, I smoked it once when I was 15, if you would have known that, you would have murdered me. You know, like, smoke pot, what? You know, and then drank before age, what? You know, and then breaking the law and hiding from the what? Who are you? You know? And that's what it is. These parents are like, oh, my children, you know, with our generation, my child is so rebellious. They're doing things all the time that is rebellious and gets them into trouble. And God, they just keep on all the time and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. What did your parents do? I can guarantee you that my grandmother she probably kind of got onto my dad, but then again, probably didn't. And you want to know why? Because she didn't even know he'd done it. She didn't even know he was smoking pot. She didn't even know he was getting drunk. She didn't even know that he was, you know, out on a fucking dirt bike when he wasn't supposed to be on the goddamn road and drunk and pulled over and this and that. She didn't even know. And why didn't she know? Because she was so busy doing her own shit. She didn't care. She was so busy trying to focus on what she was trying to focus on, which was her husband, and taking care of the bills, and making sure that they could make ends meet financially, and letting her younger children be children. I have been stifled to death and not allowed to experience adolescence, if you will, my teen years. And so has the majority of the people that I grew up with. So we have to sit here and listen to y'all's dumbass stories about how y'all had these great, magnificent, wonderful, fun, fuckery times, and about how y'all even had cops pull you over and just look at you and just be like, yeah, they're drunk, they're wasted kids. You know what, just, how far is your house from here? About 1.5 miles down the road, officer. Okay, we'll follow behind you until you get home, you know, and just fuck it, you know, and we'll let you go. This is a warning. But we don't live in a society like that, because everybody grew up, everybody got a fucking rod shoved up their ass or something, and instead they're like, here's your first ticket, you know, caught doing this wrong, caught doing that wrong, first ticket, you're in trouble, fear, fear, fear. Control, control, control. And then they wonder why we're so fucking angry. And why we're so fucking depressed. Because you can't be angry, right? Because anger leads to violence and volatile behavior, right? So you can't be angry. Or if you are, most of my generation that is angry, just like this girl that I'm in love with, and I know she's angry about things. They draw, or they do things, or they say things, or they express their anger, or they play games. The internet babies, if you will. The ones that have become the internet babies, which I've not become one. But they play these fucking games where they're shooting and killing people because they're angry. And why are they angry? Because they're so over-controlled. And at least on the video game, there's some, kind of, freedom. And then that's the reason you got people that live their entire lives on the internet and they have their relationships on the internet. And it's like a fucking live real life game of fucking Sims. Oh, yes, I'm married. They tell people when they go out in public and they put on a fucking wedding band or some type of shit, or they just tell people, yeah, I'm taken. But their girlfriend is over 3 fucking countries away and they're never going to meet her. They're never going to have enough money to meet her or whatever, and that's where they live, and they're never going to see each other because neither one of them can even get a job good enough to pay the fucking bills to get to where the fuck ever, and then neither of them are really that committed to each other. Neither of them have never even seen a real picture of each other. Instead, it's just these fake little shit pictures, but boy, they get online, and they got their little house, and they got their little babies, and they got their little this and that, and I swear to God, it's like that fucking movie, what is it? That has Bruce Willis in it, and I think it has Bruce Willis in it. Fuck, I can't even remember. I'm not into the whole newer shit. This is like the old shit. But anyways, where, and then even, what is it? There's a movie with Sylvester Stallone in it, I think. And there's all these movies that are, like robots and shit like that and everything, and how we're going to have relationships with, this and that. And then there's these sex dolls, that people got that fucking look like a goddamn, real life human, supposedly got silicone skin and shit like that. And then that's like even the babies, the real life babies, that, like, what are they called? I don't know if they're called real dolls or something. Anyways, and I mean, they got them where they cry, they got them where they piss, they got them where they shit, they got them where they talk. Hell, they even had baby dolls, just regular play baby dolls. I got one still called Baby Talk that I had, and you have to teach her how to speak, and she'll say the same thing like wrong like 5 times before she'll say it right, One of her things is spaghetti, you have to teach her how to say spaghetti. She'll say spaghetti, you say no, spaghetti, like, and I used to adore that doll, But eventually we're going to become so plastic, so fake. And that's what it's getting to. And eventually people aren't even going to matter anymore. People aren't going to have real babies anymore. Everybody's going to walk around with a plastic baby, Why have a real baby? It's so hard to take care of, and the government can strip it from you anytime that you don't follow a government rule, And that's just like, fuck, I watched, because I mentioned in yesterday's video about Jeff Foxworthy at the end of it, I watched the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, or whatever, like the hour-long video, because I got it. And what is it that he says? I think it's him, or it might be Bill, or I don't know. One of them makes the joke about how, I think it's Jeff though, about how they see why their parents didn't want to take kids into the fucking grocery store. And he said, hell, I remember when me and my sister and my brother, or whoever, like him and his 2 siblings, was sitting out in the car when their mama went grocery shopping. Like, times have changed drastically. Y'all are sitting here putting so much stress on us and then wondering why we're blowing our brains out. In one way or another, whether it's drugs and we're snorting them, or whether, we're committing suicide. And then if we're not doing that, then we're just depressed and in the middle. And these weird, awkward little things that are your children. It's because we're smothered. We're literally being smothered to death by ruling, It's like eventually, I mean, it's getting bad. It's getting bad as fuck, y'all. Like, it's getting bad. Anybody with half a brain can tell you that. And then these parents from our generations, instead of letting us come together as our own generation to kind of talk and, and all this about things and get the ball kind of rolling as best as we actually can. No, y'all are wanting to throw up walls and go, no, stay with us. And it's like you're using us. It's like, protect us. Protect your family against all things. Protect your grandmother and your parents and this, and protect and protect. You know, like, y'all done had a decent ass life in comparison to what we have. Let us have our decent ass life, even if it don't make any sense to you. I guarantee. Hell, my grandmother told me how, my mama that's still alive, she told me how she snuck out Halloween when she was a kid, a teenager, 16, I guess, or something like that. He is just drooling all over me. He is adoring the hell out of this. He's a drool baby. He used to suck on a blanket like at my mom's house and leave a big ass wet spot. And I'm just like covered in like spit. But yeah, that's your spit. But but anyways, oh, he's such a fat boy. I feel like I'm gonna have to take a shower after this so that way I don't sneeze. But anyways, dang on tiger, honey. Una get. Ow, don't bite me. Una get. But I guarantee you, like, parents have not always seen eye to eye with their kids, and that's always going to be the way it's going to be. And people need to stop trying to make it where they see eye to eye with each other and shit like that. Like, it's never going to happen. I mean, you do when you're older and shit like that, but like, people need to stop trying to change life, I guess, is the best thing. I may need some cigarettes. Okay. But, sorry, one of my friends just wrote me. But, she must be drinking. But, anyways, dang on. What was I saying? Shit. Oh, my grandmother that's still alive. She snuck out Halloween. Didn't sneak out, but I say snuck out because of what she did. But she didn't sneak out. She went out regular Halloween. She's in her regular little Halloween costume that her mom knows that she's wearing. But up under it, guess what she has on? She has on a hooker Halloween costume. So she gets out there, and then she strips down into her little hooker Halloween costume. And she swore that was the best night of her life because, shits and giggles, if you will, just like laughing at people, and everything. Like, and that's what she did. And then she put on her other costume, went back home, never said a word. And we are taught in a generation from the moment that we went to school, it's like, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. And then some of us have learned to not tell the truth, but some of us have, and we tell more of the truth than the generations before us ever did, because we're taught from the beginning, tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth, And so we tell the truth, and we end up fucking ourselves over because we're telling you things before we do things. We're telling you our ideas. We're telling you about how we're fixing to do something that we shouldn't be doing or whatever supposedly says society, and then we never get the experience of doing the things that we're not supposed to do supposedly, and it's just this whole mountain of shit, and it turns into this crazy ass shit, and then it turns into y'all thinking that we're some horrible piece of shit for doing the same fucking shit that y'all did, man. For acting out is the best way to word it. I mean, it's not the exact same fucking thing. I don't want to go out there and dress like a fucking hooker, but there's things that, you just, you want to do it. You want to do it. You want to experience it. You want to see what it's like. You want to, and society has changed so much that you can't do that. Life has just, But I'm going to go ahead and end this here because he is picking the shit out of my pants. I've got to put him up, and then I've got to answer my friend back and probably run over to the store and buy her some cigarettes and see what she's up to and hang out with her. And I might get me some more food, but from the store. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. life is hard, and it's getting harder for each generation, so you need to respect your kids. Like, that is the best I could say. That's the reason I feel sorry for my kid, and that's the reason the conversations came where they did, where I was like, I'm doing everything I can, honey, and I was like, do you want me to kill us all? Because I will do that for us all, for you, because I love you so much. I don't want to see you in pain. I don't want to see you hurting. I'm tired of seeing you cry. Oh, he just pulled my hand. He's a baby. He's a baby tiger. Oh, don't pick my shirt too. Don't pick my shirt too, fat boy. Eat a fat belly. Eat a fat belly. Eat a goddamn fatty belly. It's so fat. Got a soft belly. But anyways, anybody that's stressed out or whatever and stuff like that, you need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up on my messenger. I'll chat with you there. And other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I hate that I lost my other video because I was really excited and like goofy in it and stuff. But I'll catch you later, and I hope you're doing good. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video, and stay as positive as you can. And push forward and all that jazz. Catch you later.